Of the first innings. We'll be happy to see you again in about 40 minutes for the second innings of this exciting second one-day international between the Netherlands and Nepal. We'll talk to you in a bit. Hasn't faced a ball yet.
Just a bit too wide on this occasion from Bhandari. But yeah, Sompal, he's been very special today, hasn't he, Joop?
His innings transformed the chances for Nepal. It gives them at least a fighting chance, a total the bowlers can use, and he did so with some exquisite stroke play. It really was a joy to watch.
Yeah, you can't bowl that length to Ben Cooper. I was just about to say, he's standing there, he's out of his crease. There's no great pace here from Lalit. And Ben Cooper has a huge reach. And if you bowl wide half volleys, he's going to do that all day long. Very dangerous player as Ben if he gets in. And as you see, he's already on 9. He's only faced the 6 deliveries. 2 crunching shots off. Oh, that wasn't far away. That's naughty from Ben Cooper. A good delivery there from Lalit, getting a little bit of shape away, and Ben's played across that. He should be giving that the full face down the ground, but he's looked to whip that through mid-wicket, and it's not there for that. Good bowling, Bhandari.
Ben Cooper scored 20 on Wednesday. Khadka got his wicket. He did scored those 20, just 17 deliveries with 4 fours, and he's already got 2 boundaries very early on here.
You see Paris now talking to Bhandari about what they can do, but I mean, to be fair, Ben Cooper is a dangerous player, and that last ball was very good. If you just keep it there, getting a bit of shape with this new ball, you never know. No, it's too much width. Yeah. A good length, but a beautiful shot.
And that's his 3rd boundary in very short time. The outfield is really, really quick.
See here, it's actually a very good length delivery, but he's such a tall man that he can stride forward and still get on top of that bounce, and he's just played that perfectly in the gap. Yeah. And there he goes again, beautiful.
He does use how tall he is. He uses that so well.
Isn't that a shot?
Oh,
gorgeous.
Such a nice stride forward. He's very pleasant on the eye as a batsman.
Gorgeous shot there. Big stride again. He not so comfortable, Ben Cooper, when it's up around 140. They'll be looking to do it in the air, and these two are trying to do it in the air at the moment. They're both pitching the ball up. They're both getting a little bit of shape. If there's not a lot of assistance in the wicket, you have to try and do it in the air. And with a brand new Kookaburra ball, that's absolutely possible.
And for now, there's not much scoreboard pressure. The batsmen don't need to hit the ball every time. They can allow themselves to leave balls because the just required rate isn't that high, and then well, if you get the occasional ball you can put away, that makes cricket a lot easier.
That'll be a nice feeling for Tabrak. You see Sompal, because he's not getting a lot out of the wicket, he needs to try something there. He feels like he needs to try something. He drops one halfway down. There's one thing we've seen today, every ball that's been halfway down the pitch has been put away. And Tabrak, he's done that there, it's no exception.
Very safe, far away from any fielders.
Oh, that's out. Is it? Oh, he's lucky. Oh, what a
that
catch.
Is a spectacular catch. What a wonderful catch by number 17. Frantically grabbing my papers that I've hidden for the wind. That is Rohit Bandel. Wow. I thought that was safe, and he just lunged at it with one arm, and it stuck in his hand, and that is the end for Ben Cooper. 19 of 17 or 18 balls, 4 fours, but he's back in the pavilion The Netherlands are 30 for 2. It is the second wicket for Nepal, and that will give them more confidence as Wesley Baresi comes out. Even the speaker here calls it a very good catch. And that's exactly what it was. It wasn't the shot that Ben Cooper wanted to play, but for a few seconds it looked like he was going to get away with it, but he did not. So that brings Baresi to the wicket.
Yeah, well, there you go. Bhandari successful. Oh. It's well fielded as well, but honestly, that's one of the best catches you'll see. Running back at cover is very, very difficult, running back when the ball's going over the top of your head. It literally went over the top of his head. He stuck out a hand. He must have been unsighted for some of it, and that, honestly, that's a very, very difficult catch. So he's done fantastically well there, Rowett. A screamer of a catch. Ben Cooper was looking dangerous, but now the Netherlands are actually in a fair bit of trouble at 2 for 31 after the early wicket of Myberg as well. That's the sort of thing that can spark a team. It's the sort of thing that Nepal, they know they're pretty good at that sort of thing. They'll do one or two brilliant things in an innings, and they can really get them going here.
Baresi facing.
Baresi, a little bit short, and we've seen it all day. You cannot bowl short on this pitch, and that's 4 more runs. It's unbelievable. Every single short ball is 4 runs today, and we've seen maybe 6 or 7 of them, and they've all been put away. So I don't think he's trying to bowl that one short. He's just missed his length, and you see here that Baresi's all over that. He's not going to miss out on that. Just short of a length, actually. It's a good shot.
It wasn't by much.
But too short on this pitch where it sits up, and now that's actually forced a change in the field. They've gone for the deep square, which is quite nice as a batter because any angle into the stumps is 1 run out.
Well, Tabraka's taking his time, but you've got to think, lovely shot from Wesley.
Fancy shot. Yeah.
It's going to run for 4. Beautiful shot from Baresi. Pushing Lamichhane offline. But yeah, as I was saying, just very cagey early doors, but lovely to see Tabrak making a good fist of things. Wesley's obviously an extremely skilled player, so taking it deep, as long as they have wickets in hand in the last 10 overs at this stage, they shouldn't have a problem knocking the score off as 50 comes up.
The leg spinner, always a threat.
Short and wide. That's a wonderful shot.
Put away really well.
It's a superb shot from a high-quality player. Baresi behind point. Just waited for it. And we'll see on the replay. Just a touch wide as it passes through. Yeah, just a little bit of width. A little bit of nip off the wicket. And it's gone away behind point, and that'll be 4 runs. And just gets there. A little bit of momentum for Baresi now. He's moved on to 17.
Franchises around the world. And playing with and against some of the greatest players in the world will help his development.
You're absolutely right. As he comes in again, full toss this time, and Baresi throws his hands through it, and no fielder there, and that will run away for 4 through extra cover. Over pitch by Lamichhane, full toss, and Baresi's dealt with that superbly.
It's been a while since we've seen the boundary, I think.
Yeah, it's a wonderful shot there. Just really trying to throw it up there, find a bit of turn. Fortunately over pitch, and yeah. The good thing from Baresi's perspective is he's got it away for 4, which is important. Good intent from Tabrak, wide of mid-off, and that's a great shot. He's been biding his time, holding it, just looking for singles, and this time wide of mid-off and away for 4. Superb shot.
You see here, it's out the back of the hand, slower ball from Khadka. That's the delivery that got ripping the other day. On this occasion, though, Dan, because of that intent before he even bowled, ends up being a slow half volley, and he's just put that in the gap. Good batting. He's playing a top innings here. He'd like to go on. And it'll be Regmi to continue from the city end to Baresi. Still just the 5 men in the circle. Oh no, they're going to bring up mid-on. I like that. I think that's a very good option. Even if Baresi comes down and hits one over his head, it's a big shot, and not a shot he probably wants to play at this stage, Piers.
No, I agree entirely. It's a great move from the skipper.
And short and wide, and he's cut it beautifully behind point. Be 2 runs. Oh, 3 maybe with the dive. Yeah, there we go. Good running.
Yeah, that's not the delivery to be bowling as soon as you bring that mid on up. You really want to be looking to hit the stumps, but well cashed in on by Baresi, short and wide. As the 50-run partnership comes up, Pete. It's been a really impressive partnership.
Hasn't it been good and crucial for the Netherlands? They've needed it, these two. They've complemented each other nicely. And as we sit here at 81 for 2, they're cruising a little bit, but yeah, still. Can go either way. To Brack on the back foot again. Just
looking for something to grip off the surface, but it'd be interesting to see here. A good over so far from Regmi. There's a sweep, and that is a superb shot from Baresi. Pressure on in that over. 3 dots and a single from Tabrak. Baresi gets on strike, down on one knee and sweeps behind square, beats the 45 and away for 4.
Yeah, just a little bit straight here. It's a good option, but the deep square is in front of square. So when you play this shot off the stumps and you get across with your front pad, the ball's going to go behind square. So it's well played. It's a little bit of a risk because it was a straight delivery. But he was in control, wasn't he?
You're not wrong.
6. Regmi in his 5th over. 14 runs against so far. Very economical.
Oh, he's dropped that short.
Big shot. And that is what the Netherlands needed at this moment. And it takes Baresi close to a half century. He moves to 49, not out.
Well, it wasn't a good delivery, but as we said earlier with the full toss from Lamichhane that Baresi put away, it's good that he's got the intent that he can still smack that, because what happens in this situation often, you just hit that straight to mid-wicket and you're out when you get a poor ball. As long as you're still looking to hit the ball, and he's obviously doing that, and this is going to be close. Oh, I think a direct hit there. Would have been in all sorts. But yeah, it's good batting from Baresi. He's spiraled up his 50, and it's been a top innings.
It's the runs of 66 balls with 6 fours. That is the summary of the Wesley Baresi innings, and a very valuable one for the Netherlands. He was criticised a little bit during the triangular tournament, the game against Scotland. Well, that is the breakthrough Nepal we're looking for. Well, when I started my commentary session a few minutes ago, I said Nepal needed a wicket, and they've got it.
It's the talisman.
Tabrak is out.
Sandeep Lamichhane.
He has struck Tabrak 39, 83 balls, but he's out to the young leg spinner. In his 7th over, he strikes.
Looked like a slightly quicker ball. Couldn't tell if it was the googly or not, but it caught him on the crease and didn't get much of a stride forward. Looked like he was hit on the knee roll, but again, not very far forward. And strong appeal gets upheld, and there hasn't been much to shout about ever since that Rohit Poto catch. But right there, Lamichhane shows why he's such a valuable contributor. Oh, just turned 18 yesterday.
Wow.
So we've got one teenager making his ODI debut as the 4th youngest men's player ever. at 15 years, 335 days, and then the belated birthday boy, I guess you could say, Sandy.
Well, happy birthday to him. Who is the youngest ever? Do you know?
Hassan Raza of Pakistan was only 14 years old when he made his one-day international debut for men's ODI cricket. And then two other associate players, Gurdeep Singh of Kenya and the current Canada captain, Nitish Kumar, made his debut as a 15-year-old way back when. It's got to be 8 or 9 years ago now, I believe. He's been in the Canada side, seems like a while, and he's only, I think, 23, 24 years old.
In the meantime, Basant has made his way to the middle. He's the new batsman, and he will face the nearly birthday boy.
Delayed played him confidently. Both sides stepping up, which is exciting to see, whether it's associate cricket or any other kind of cricket.
Well, that is a run, a victory run for Lamichhane. It's a very short stay for the Dutch batsman. That's a bit optimistic this early on.
Well, he did it successfully on Wednesday. Didn't hesitate to do it again today, but this time pays the price, and Lamichhane is fired up.
And doesn't this fit right into the story of the match? Every time a team seems to have control, something happens and it changes around. And Piers Fletcher has continuously said you have to add 2 wickets to the score to get a real impression of where the Dutch are. And well, now the Dutch have lost 2 wickets in quick succession. And it is the Dutch left arm wrist spinner coming to the middle.
He played a big role.
Michael Rippen.
He played a big role on Wednesday with a half century in the man of the match performance in the first win of the series for the Netherlands, and he's got a big responsibility now with the pressure building. Nepal were seemingly floundering in the field over the last 20 overs or so, or 15 overs, and Lamichhane's just brought the innings back to life in the field for Nepal, and now, after the Dutch looked like they were well ahead, matches back even at 1-4. All it takes is just Airee to have a partner who will stick around with him, and Michael Rippen obviously showed he was capable of doing that on Wednesday and many other occasions for the Dutch.
That's a lovely shot.
And he's used that sweep a couple times. We've seen a reverse sweep for 4 earlier as well, and again, effective against the spin. There's not as much turn for Regmi. So he's assured he's not really in too much danger. That one straying on the pads. Looked like it was going down leg, so a safe shot based on the line of the ball. And
Nations can be very attractive to watch for a global audience. Not that I want to compare cricket and football in any way, because no, cricket is still a little bit more geographically limited in its popularity. But still, I watched Saudi Arabia play or whatever, and so did probably 100 million or more people.
And there's another one.
That is another wicket. The Dutch lose their 5th wicket, and it is another very important one. Well,
Basant hasn't been getting much turn, but Rippen said the other day he was a little bit shaky early in his innings. Before he gets set, that's the opportunity to dislodge him from the crease. Tried to back away to create a little bit of room for that cut shot, and Khadka with a sharp catch it slip.
And suddenly, you have to say, Nepal has the upper hand.
Well, especially watching the way the pitch played and it deteriorated late on Wednesday. Airee still there on 59.
Now joined by the Dutch captain, Peter Selaar, who's the new batsman. But he's
starting to run out of partners. Selaar didn't get going on Wednesday. Now here's his chance to stamp his authority as captain.
Snater, Klaassen and Van Meekeren are the other batsmen left in the pavilion. But so, Wesley Baresi probably holds the key for the Dutch innings. He's the set batsman, he's in. He gave away a chance, but not too many. He's been playing the spin as well.
I believe it was a collapse of 9 for 45 the other day by Nepal, and right here, the Dutch lose 3 wickets for 13 pretty quickly, and they need Salar to stabilize the innings. Their best fielder.
Well, that is pretty handy for the Dutch and something the Nepalese really could not use. The Dutch move on to 140.
Fine leg is fielding very, very square on the boundary. Lalit Bhandari and
If he gets that far. Oh, that looks out. Yeah.
Yes.
That looked absolutely stone
That
dead.
is
Plum.
the LBW.
He's not happy, but I'm not sure how. He's been hit on the toe again in front of all three. I think he's going to say that he's hit that, but it certainly didn't look like it from here. That
I'm
looks
sure.
absolutely plumb.
We'll have a look at it. Yeah.
And that's a huge wicket.
The drinks break gets the wicket. They bring back, well, sort of the most part-time bowler, and he gets the breakthrough.
See this
And we have yet another twist in this cricketing tale.
Yeah,
Well.
well, this one, I think it was pretty straight. It was probably hitting leg stump. Nice and full. He's going to cross it. He rode his luck, as we talked about. A good innings, though, from Baresi. He's out for 71 for the Netherlands. Deep in trouble here.
A lot of work to be done for Scott Edwards, the new batsman walking in.
That one.
That beats the fielders. And that is a welcome boundary for the Dutch, who make it to 150 in the 37th over.
I think it's fair to say that old Sandeep, he has struggled a bit against Edwards in recent times. Edwards loves the sweep, and Sandeep from round the wicket.
Yes, given out
Yeah.
LBW.
And that was even from round the wicket on that angle. I must say Edwards has a little bit of an issue playing around that front pad, and he's susceptible to that. He should be hitting that to mid-on. He's looking square for some reason, and I tell you, I think on the replay, I would have given that out too. I think that's plumb LBW. And I don't think he had too many worries about it either, Edwards, apart from the fact that he's out. That's obviously very disappointing, and a huge wicket for Nepal.
The third LBW in the Dutch innings. We saw Tabarak and Baresi go LB as well. And Edwards is out.
So, very good idea there. Bhandari coming round the wicket and attacking the stumps. He was never going to get an LBW from over the wicket with the no swing anymore. He's come round the wicket. He's bowled a straight ball, and unfortunately, Edwards, a dangerous player that he is, he's also got a little bit of a weakness there, and Bhandari has taken advantage of that. The new batter is Shane Snater, and he made a duck on Wednesday, so he's going to have to do a bit better than that today if Netherlands are going to have any chance.
Very special to see young guys do something
Uh-oh,
extraordinary.
this is a massive
That
wicket.
is well,
And a big
that
shot.
is a crucial moment in this match. The skipper is gone for 21. Peter Salar will not be there to see his team home. He was caught and is out. Captain against captain, and the Dutch captain loses out.
Well,
That,
In saying that, Sailor got Khadka the other day,
that is true.
and today, a little bit surprised about that from Pete. Took a bit of a risk. It looked like he was trying to go over extra, and he's just sliced it to backward point. And that's a huge wicket because it's only the 43rd over, and now we've got the bowlers at the crease. I mean, a bit unlucky maybe. It looked like the bat might have twisted a little bit in his hand there, but was it a surprising shot? A little bit. I wasn't sure that he needed to go over extra there. Well, it looked like what he was trying to do, but okay, Khadka. He's done the job again for Nepal, and now they like the Nepalese, and they're doing a great job in defending here. And that's a big hit. Has that gone all the way? I'm not sure. It's pretty close. Yes, it has.
Umpire, yes, 6 runs. Well, that helps.
Yep, Snyder. I said maybe they should negotiate this over if Sandeep, but he's going to, if it's tossed up there, he's going to have a full go, and he doesn't hold back, does he? He's had a full crack at that. Shane Snyder, very handy 6 runs, you'd have to say. There's these kind of close games where even one, oh, and he's knocked them over.
And that is the end of Shane Snyder.
Lamichhane, he's going on a run. He's gone
Yes.
60 metres.
Well,
He didn't
Nepal
pick the wrong one.
on the brink of history. One more wicket needed to win their first ever one-day international. And what a moment for a guy who turned 18 yesterday, apparently, to play such a big part in it. In his final over, hit for 6 and then striking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you're going to be bowling to lower order batters, he tossed the ball up, he got hit for 6, and then he's just ripped the wrong one in there, and it's not Shane Snyder's job to be able to pick those. You'd have to say it was a good delivery, a very good delivery, and Snyder's been done on the inside, and the stumps have knocked over. But you'd have to say that the Netherlands here, if I'm being brutally honest, this has been a pretty poor effort from their middle order here today. They've had 125 for 2. They've just fallen apart here against a disciplined attack. We've seen some pretty poor dismissals. I'm not going to have a crack at Shane Snyder, but because it's not his job, as I said. But
It does bring to the wicket Paul van Meekeren.
so we've got the 2 opening bowlers out there. Didn't think was enough, but this is what they do. They fight hard and they're disciplined. And the Netherlands, I'm afraid to say, the middle order today have not been good enough.
The Dutch were 114
Lovely
for
shot.
2.
Lovely shot. Lovely little piece of timing there from Klaaser. They're going to get 3. It's good running from the 2 big opening bowlers. So what have we got? 191 for 9. There's not that many required, really. There's no run there. So Nepal, we talked about it. They've been excellent. They've fought hard. They put a score on the board that we didn't think was enough. But this is what they do. They fight hard and they're disciplined. And the Netherlands, I'm afraid to say, the middle order today, substitute, he seems to have not had a great day in the field when that's your only job. But anyway, here's Airee now to Klaaser. Bit slower, and that's an easy single. So, this is brilliant. It's going to come down to a runner ball off the last.
Oh my.
Look at this. I love
Whatever
it.
happens, they have to run.
2 to win off the last ball. Paris Khadka, the king of Nepal, to Freddie, the big G2, the big man. Here we go, Khadka. Slower ball, great shot, unbelievable,
Run
wicket. You will
And
never
Nepal
believe that.
win the match.
Oh, you've never seen
Oh
anything like
my
it.
God.
You've
He
never
hit
seen
it so
anything like
well.
Unbelievable, great shot from Klaaser. The slower delivery smashed
Oh
the back of the
my,
stumps.
he hits the stumps.
Quick thinking from Paris
How
Khadka.
unlucky can you be as the batsman It should have been a tie. It should have been a Dutch win. But the ball hits the stumps and Nepal go for victory. A historic day for Nepalese cricket. Their first ever win in a one-day international cricket match in one of the most incredible finishes you will ever see. Oh boy, that was sensational stuff. Have you recovered, Peter?
I'll tell you what, you'll never see a finish like that. I've never seen anything like it. Slower ball, Khadka, classer. They've done such a good job, these last two Dutch batsmen at the crease. He smashed that down the ground. If that misses the stumps, it's game over for the Netherlands. It hits the stumps. Not only that, but it ricocheted straight back to Paris. Paris, quick thinking, picks the ball up, pulls the stump out of the ground, and it's a run out. That ball could go anywhere off that stump. So that's an incredible moment and fantastic for Nepalese cricket in Nepal. They've deserved this win today.